What? Sure, let's go live on Facebook. Go like legit and ready. Where's Nick at? I need to grab Nick. There's Nick. We live? I should have my ears in already. Look how pro I am. Hello? Hey, we're live. We good? All right. Hey, we're at the Dubuque Stock Car Show. Every time I say that, I have to say car like 15 times. And it freaks me out. Hey, Kelly, want to jump on the mic? Song? All right, I'm here with Kelly Jeffries. He's the owner of Done Right Satellite, big sponsor this year at Trackside. You want to talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing up here this year? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Yeah,
you want to talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing this year?
Yeah,
up here?
I was just kind of waiting for that.
Oh,
sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, well, we just did a little video on the way here. We have the Sling Studio we've been doing in different radio stations and stuff. We will be putting in certain cars, putting different cameras around the track, being able to have like a split screen view live video from each, from different locations on the track. One that actually follows the car, and then maybe one or two in the car. So it's pretty exciting stuff. We just did a little test on the way down here. I've got an internet solution now, I think, figured out. We're actually using it right now, and it's unlimited, so that's a bonus because we're going to be using a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of data.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're also going to be down in Maquoketa, correct?
Yes, yep, Maquoketa Speedway, Dubuque Speedway, and among other things. Yeah, but that's the two racetracks we're going to focus on, until we can dial this thing in, and hopefully there'll be a lot more, hopefully.
Yeah, we were looking at some other events, different motorsport stuff outside of motorsport.
Absolutely.
Stuff that's just sports without motors.
Yeah.
Cool.
Baseball, there's going to be a lot of different, baseball teams traveling, so, parents and grandparents and whoever can tune in and actually watch the kids and, so yeah, it's. I'm pretty excited about it. It's really starting to come together. I've got Dish is on board with us.
Yeah.
They're sponsoring a few different things that we've got going on. We got Jeremiah Hurst. Of course, with the last year's late model champion. We'll be putting cameras in that car as well. Hopefully, try to figure out a couple different views so we can have. One on the driver, one on the front, maybe one on the back. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, that's going to be definitely testing. I was talking to some people today, and I said, well, the month of April is basically us testing what we're doing. And by May, we should be launching full on just to make sure we're not the first night like, we're going live. And then we're like, oh, none of this works.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm doing with my Jeep right here. I've got my internet set up right over there, and I went up by Rockford yesterday and was able to stream all the way up to Rockford and back without a glitch.
That's good.
So that's pretty good. I got some other road trips planned out, but we're not going to talk about them right now. But we're gonna spread this out, man. We're gonna try to get out there and let everybody know what we're up to.
And this is we'll get off the live stream side, kind of go into business. This is the internet solution. Is it something that people will be able to?
Absolutely. Motorhome parks, people in motorhomes, race car drivers. This will make it possible for drivers to have internet in their car and actually put a camera on the back of their rig or their trailer or whatever. So when they are racing or whatever, if somebody's by their rig, they'll be able to see that.
Yeah, they'll be able to see.
So since this is an unlimited internet and it's not unlimited like Verizon, it's actually unlimited, truly unlimited. So
looking at you, Verizon. I think that's cool because I mean, imagine the ability for like as a race car driver, you have someone on your crew has it on their phone and they're in the thing and all of a sudden it goes off. Oh, someone's in your pits. They can literally look at it. And some will have some of those, like your Nest setup for doorbells has a micro or an amplifier.
They have two-way radio,
so you can go, hey, what are you doing?
And you can make a snapshot of them. Some of the Nest cameras actually zoom in.
Yeah.
So as soon as it finds motion, it'll actually zoom in, so you can get a great snapshot of them.
Oh, that's a good deal.
And you can just download it, one push of a button. You can download it and put it on Facebook and say, hey, keep your eyes open for this guy.
Yep.
Whatever. So yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff. That I've been waiting for a solution like that for the internet. I've got 2 hotspots because I go over my data.
Yeah.
You know, and this, you know, to have an unlimited data makes it possible to do a whole lot more things and keep an eye on your stuff. Even if they were at home.
Oh yeah.
When their camper, when their trailer is locked up on the side of their house, they can still have a camera on it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of guys that keep their race car in the trailer during the week because they don't have a garage to put it in.
Right.
And so you can have you can put it in the trailer, watching your car 24/7, so you know anything that's going on. So some of the cool solutions that you're doing it done right. So again, make sure you're following. Are we on? I don't know which Facebook page we're on now, but if we're on that one, hit the like button. If we're on mine. Go hit the search button and find them. But yeah, so we got a bunch of stuff going on here. There's a band playing later, so that'll be fun. We're going to try and get Nick, the promoter, the new promoter of Dubuque, up here. If you're a long-time listener to the podcast, you know who Nick is. Nick kind of changed how racing was going on in Maquoketa last year for the better. Yeah. And now is taking on the second track, which I think is going to be great.
Yeah, I'm excited. He brings a lot of heart, man, a lot of passion. Because I think that's how it happened in Maquoketa last year, and now he's in charge of Dubuque. So I'm real excited about that, and he's on board with us doing some different fun things as well.
Some crazy ideas. That's probably the best part about Nick is when I have something completely off the wall. He's like, "Oh yeah, let's try that." I'm like, "Okay."
That's fun, man.
I was hoping for a no. I didn't want to try and figure out how we're going to do this.
Right.
But yeah,
that's good stuff. That's fun.
Yeah. So that internet solution, like we were saying, that's going to be something that will be. How long? You got kind of an idea how long until we're going to be launching that?
Well, I'm working on like a flyer right now.
Okay.
Like I said, I have 2 units right now. I'm testing both units out. We're getting another shipment in Friday.
Okay.
And I've got a placement of 50. I got 50 spotted for me.
Okay.
And I don't even think they were getting 50 at a time yet. So it might be a week or so.
Might be a week.
But the order is in, and when they come out, I will make sure that everybody knows about it because. I mean, we're in a brick building here outside of Dubuque.
Yeah,
and we're streaming.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I could hook up my hotspot here and see how it works, but I haven't found a spot this didn't work yet, and I'm sure we will.
Yeah, and that's part of our testing.
But that's what we'll have to find out, and then we'll make a. But this also is something too that you can put a bigger, better antenna on the top of the RV or the camper, and then just plug it into the back of this inside the camper. So even if we get to a spot where we can't really get a good signal with this unit, we have another option.
Yeah.
And you can also hook up a mesh system to this, so you could extend your network as well. So if the trailer can't reach the house, we can help with that. We can just put a little mesh system in there, and boom, it'll connect up, no problem.
Cool. Or if you're shed out back with the race car and it doesn't, you can't get Wi-Fi out there to watch the YouTube videos while you're working.
Yeah,
we can make that work. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
No commitment either. No commitment.
Yeah.
No credit check. So good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's the best because you get signed up. I mean, I'm in probably a terrible deal now with my internet solution, and it's like, well, I'm basically locked for life now.
Yeah. Right.
But now that there's other ideas out there, it's great. Well, I think we'll take a pause here, and then we'll come back with we'll try and get Nick probably next, and we're gonna try and get Jeremiah on here.
Yeah,
that should be interesting.
Jeremiah.
We'll go grab him quick. But again, so we'll be right back. If this is cool and you're liking what we're doing, make sure to share the video, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. All right.
All right, guys.
Cool.
Thank you.
Everybody, we're still here at the Dubuque Car Show. We haven't moved, obviously. The backdrop was the same, but we got a new guest, Nick McCready, promoter this year at Maquoketa, is handing out. Now, Nick, you've been on the podcast a couple times, so you got to know how this works. Pretty good turnout today.
It is an awesome turnout, and what is it? 3 times now? 4 times?
Yeah, I think this is the 4th time. 4th time, guys. I said earlier that you were going to be basically a co-host, and by the end of summer, definitely co-host.
That's what I'm working for.
That's what you're working for. I think we can almost give that to you. We can almost give co-host duties. So yeah, I mean we're going race. Oh, there's the Easter Bunny.
We even got the Easter Bunny.
We do have the Easter Bunny there. He's not in the shot yet. He's got to get a little bit closer. Bring him in a little bit.
Come here. You got to come over here.
Yeah, get him in the view. Even the Easter Bunny likes racing in Dubuque. That's what I say.
We're even hiding some Easter eggs.
I've seen
in the cars.
Now some haven't been hidden. They're just sitting right on top there. I don't think that's considered hidden.
Well, them are for me on top.
Oh, yeah, those are the easy ones.
Yeah.
Those are the pickets.
I'm taller, so I can just reach over and grab them.
I'm taller. I'm grabbing this one. This one's for me. But yeah, we go racing. What, about a month?
Actually 2 weeks is the first.
Oh yeah.
One of the first.
I keep forgetting it's like middle of March.
We just need some warm weather.
Yeah.
And get the tracks dried out.
Yeah,
And then all these good-looking cars here will be playing in the mud with us.
Yeah, exactly. Because we saw the track today. It's a little wet. There's only like snowpack on part of it still, so that's good.
if we get these warm, windy days, we might be able to go racing here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's always. I know last year the fun was, trying to get the first race of the year. And especially, I didn't even know you at that point last year. I'm sure you were super itching because you're trying to be a promoter, and it's like the first few weeks it's raining or too muddy, and it's like you just wanted to get out there and race cars.
Right now is one of my busier times, and I couldn't do it without all my wonderful staff I got behind me, and my wife, and the fair board's been awesome up here in Dubuque to help him with everything, and Maquoketa also, and you guys. I can't wait with the stuff that we're going to be doing. I can't wait to get going.
It's going to be crazy. We were talking with a few of some of the racers and some of the fans today about kind of what our goal is and what we're looking at being able to do. And it's kind of, when I think in my head about it, we talk within the group about what we're going to do, but all of a sudden it becomes real, and it's like, oh, we're going to do that. And they give us that look of like, are you sure? And I give myself a look like, I hope. That won't be. Now, I've told a lot of people that. We're not doing that the first few races because I got to get the kinks worked out of this whole system. But,
we'll get Derek up here, and he's been tremendous help also with Varium Racing. And you guys, Bibster Promotions, and Kelly Jeffries, himself. I mean, he's been amazing too. It's just a big group of awesome people trying to put on a big show for everybody, and we're going to make it a family atmosphere up here in Dubuque, like it should have been a long time ago, and hopefully bring a lot of families up here. We got a lot of people up here today.
They're doing some kind of a picture right in front of us.
A lot of young kids, and that's what it's all about.
Oh yeah, I think we've said it before. Getting the next generation excited about racing and getting them involved, between the kids, the car club that we have in Maquoketa, and some of the other events, that just kind of gets them to the racetrack and gets them interested, because I think that's the most important thing we can have right now.
Absolutely, and it's families is number one to me, and that's why I push hard to make it a family atmosphere, at the racetrack, and we do a lot of stuff for the kids at Maquoketa, and we're going to do a lot up here at Dubuque, all kinds of different giveaways, and the kids themselves are going to be throwing checkered flags themselves up here also.
I was also promised, Doug Hack may have told me that at some point I'm going to throw a flag, and that better happen. He's here somewhere. I'm going to hold him to it, because he put it was on Facebook. It has to happen at this point. But yeah, I think that's great. And like I said, I'm excited for the race season. We're in that same boat as you. It's like every day I get up and I'm like, is the weather nice enough? Is it race season yet? And today is probably the worst. I'm looking at all the race cars like, all right, they look pretty this way, but they look a whole lot better going around that track.
And we definitely got some good-looking cars up here right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think at some point we're going to take the camera kind of on a tour. And like I said, we're going to have a couple of the races up here. I think Jeremiah Hurst, last year's national championship and for the IMCA late models, like whole nationwide, not just track, like the whole deal. He's here, so we're going to have a chance to sit down and talk to him. But you're talking a little about your sponsors. You want to give us, give a shout out to some of your. I mean, you got some great sponsors coming back this year, and some new ones coming on board.
Oh man, Done Right Satellite. Kelly Jeffries is sponsoring us this year at both places. We're happy to have him, a new sponsor, come on board, and Poker Trucking. They're a big sponsor for us. C&W Trucking. Thanks to them coming on board, and Doug Nye with RPM's Dynamic Power with Todd Molstrom. He's coming on board this year. Again, the list goes on and on, which you see all of our sponsors on our Facebook, and I don't have all day to talk about them. But
yeah, it's great. And so again, like you're going to see, and that's kind of what part of the live stream we're going to be doing is being able to focus on some of these sponsors and give them a little bit more of a chance to, kind of see what they're doing. So again, if you hear some of these sponsors and you have the opportunity to, you're in their business on a Monday or during the week at some point, make sure to mention that you love that they're supporting the racetracks, because that's, as a business owner, that's the biggest thing. I mean, that's, partnerships is not just I want to check. Sponsorships is a partnership. I said it backwards there. Where they partner with the track. They're not just saying here's a check and I hope to see something out of it. Like, I have to spend so much on advertising every year, so I might as well do this. It's great that, and with what you've done at Maquoketa, and excited for what we're going to be doing at Dubuque this year, where you can really bring the sponsors and bring them along for the ride and have them experience kind of what we're trying to do out here and kind of the atmosphere you're building. But yeah.
And that's what it's all about. I mean, the sponsors here, the past few years, they just feel left out here at the races and at the racetracks. And don't get me wrong, I get busy, but if it wasn't for all of my sponsors, none of this would be possible.
Yeah.
And, again, I'm grateful for everybody, and I'm excited on what we're building. We had so much support last year.
Yep.
And I can just see it getting even better this year.
I was, when we were looking at the track, and you were saying something about how, because at this track, the open trailers all pit on the infield, and in my head, I'm like, well, unless we have Maquoketa-style numbers, then we're going to probably figure that out. Because last year, I know it's nothing official, but there's probably a good chance at Maquoketa this year we're going to be pitting in the back a lot, because by the end of the season, that normal pitting area was pretty full.
I can see us moving the pits to the back at Maquoketa.
Yeah, not official. No keyboard warriors freaking out yet. But which I know when we had talked about that before. The Fair Board is on board with doing some kind of a transportation help with the shuttle. Because of obviously the issue when you're on the backside of the track in Maquoketa is you're a bit. You have stands there, but they're not with your family. A lot of racers like to go watch the race with their family, and again, family I'm sure are trying to build. So, something to kind of help that happen still, because again, that's the advantage where they pit now. It's like you take 2 steps out of the pit and you're in the regular grandstands.
And don't get me wrong, I like the pits where they're at now, because it, a lot more of the drivers can, communicate and do some different stuff with the fans, and that's what it's all about. But, we're just outgrowing the pit area right now where we're at.
Which is a great problem.
It's a good problem to have, that's for sure.
It's a great problem that it was like, because I remember a couple nights it was like, the guy, I was just working with Derek, we'd get there early enough that we had a spot, but you'd see guys pulling in after me and like, like, this look. I think a couple nights, there was a couple ones that were kind of pitted outside of the fence.
There was 3 guys pitted outside the gate. I think that was in August sometime.
Yeah, it was near the end. It was getting near the end of races.
And I believe that was our record, 129 cars on a weekly show.
Now, what was the record, so we can know what we're going to break it here? You know what the record or the average car count last year in Dubuque was?
I don't.
Okay.
So I was going to say,
we wanted how long does it take us to beat that number? Because I know last year that was our big push in Maquoketa. Now,
I tell you what, I will do something right now, right here.
Okay.
When we beat the record
yes.
here in Dubuque,
yes.
I will give a $100 gift card away.
Ooh! Now, how people can win? Is that by liking the Facebook?
Liking the Facebook page, yours, mine, and Done Right Satellites.
Okay, all 3 pages.
All 3 pages. Like, comment, and share.
Yes.
Once you do that, and once we break our record up here, I will give a $100.
You heard that here first. That is first. That's like pressing news. Probably didn't even think we're going to have that. Well, that's awesome. I think it's a great push. So we'll figure out what the number was last year. I think your wife just heard us talking about giving money away, because she just gave us a look like, did they just say? But you know,
they say it's easier to ask for forgiveness.
Exactly. It's a promotional thing. You gotta go with it. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Like I said, it's gonna be 2 weeks. So if the weather stays nice, we're gonna be racing in 2 weeks, right?
I hope so.
I will too. Oh wait, what was that?
Me too.
The second. All right, Kelly is gonna throw in.
Kelly Jeffries.
Yes.
Just threw that out there. So when we break our record here at Dubuque, you get on all 3 of our Facebook pages, or one of them, like, comment, and share.
All 3 things.
and we will give $200 gift card away.
$200.
$200 gift card away.
Good deal. So
wow,
this is it's getting big. We'll see what the booster budget is by the time that happens.
I might be able to get a couple sponsors.
We might be able to. We might be able to break the record, get some sponsors to kick in a little bit more now that we're getting, getting a little bit closer on it. But yeah,
$200 for just liking and sharing something.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
How much easier does it get?
That is legitimately.
I might even have to get on there myself and do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that'd be the easiest way to win the $100. So like, give it the right hand gives it to the left hand. We're good. It's basically you hit a button here, you hit like one other button. You don't even have to put a comment on it. Just hit the share like that. Boom, done. Well, I mean, you share it that way. Done. It's easy. Super easy.
Oh.
But Nick, I'm excited for racing. I know we got a bunch of stuff going on today, so I don't want to take all your time. But again, if you're liking these live streams, we got a bunch more coming the rest of the afternoon as we're hanging out here and the festivities continue.
We're having a band tonight, too.
I know. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
We won't probably live stream during that because we know how Facebook works with music. Fun. It's not fun. Looking at you, Mark. But yeah, we're going to get things wrapped up here again. Nick, thanks for coming on. Don't forget, like the page. It's Trackside Promotions. You have one Facebook page for everything now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Trackside Promotions at Maquoketa and Dubuque Speedway.
Yes.
Facebook page.
Yes, you like that? You should. If you start to search it, it's a little black logo with the words on it. It's easy to see. Pull that up, like that page, and you're going to see everything that we're doing, not just the live streaming, the regular events. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to be back in a few minutes, and hopefully I think we're talking to Jeremiah Hurst on next, so stay tuned for that.
Again, thanks for all the drivers and all these fans for coming out today and coming to check out these wonderful cars. And thanks again to everybody's support.
All right. Let me know when we're ready. Check. All right. Good? All right. Hey, we're back at the Dubuque Car Show. I got late model driver Jeremiah Hurst, late model national champion, I should say, Jeremiah Hurst. You got your car over there. How's things? How's it feel to be the champion? We'll say that first.
It's different. I've never been a champion before, besides track titles, but national titles pretty cool.
Yeah. How did that? I know last year, from like a little bit of research I did, which mostly was talking to Kelly. Was that when you started the season off last year? Was your goal like I'm going to run for the championship, or
no? That wasn't really our first goal, but it was to race around here weekly, and then track stuff kind of switched, and we just went try to race for other racetracks and race for the national title, and it worked out, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you feel kind of like even here today, kind of like you kind of have the proverbial target on your back this year when you're out there?
That's fine. I like that.
Oh, you like that? I know when we were here earlier, we were talking about last year you were trying to lap the whole field at one point.
Yeah, my dad always told me that if you beat him in hot laps, you pretty much got to beat him the rest of the night. So
that's a good point. It's a good point. I was always told that hot laps aren't racing, but what do I know? I say that as I think we were trying to live stream a hot lap once. And a guy like almost rolled or something. I'm like, what are they doing out there?
You got to win hot laps.
It's the first race of the night, right?
Yep.
Yep. So, what are you trying to go back to back on your championship this year? Is you going to go for another run?
I'm really going to try for that Deary title.
Okay.
Try to dethrone the 15K, but that's pretty tough to do. We'll see.
That is. So
the racing's probably going to get, I don't know, more competitive, I guess. I think it's going in the right direction, but we'll see how the crate deal plays into effect, and I don't know, man. I'm kind of excited for it.
Yeah, it should be good. I mean, you kind of brought up the crate issue. That's kind of the big. I mean, that's obviously the big talk in late model this year is going to crates. Now, what are you were talking earlier? You're still staying in open motor?
Yeah, I'm going to do the restrictor plate, and until I get beat while I bun, then I guess I'll have to get one, but don't really want to.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's kind of a commitment because I know. They claim that it's affordable, but still, like some late model guys are spending it's like 13 or 14 grand to have everything done on it the right way.
Yeah, they're still going to find ways to spend money if it's one thing or another. So I'm up for a change.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how this year goes. I mean, I think IMCA is kind of it feels almost like testing the waters with late model this year.
Late model's pretty tough. I mean, it takes a lot of money to make them go around the racetrack, and you don't get much back in return.
No.
And it's a tough sport, hands down.
Yeah, it's a tough sport, and I think that's why, it's the premier class, and it's great if whatever IMCA does with it, if it allows it to be hopefully one of the biggest classes of the night, because you hate to see, I've been to races before where it's like the late models and there's like 10 cars out there, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, I think late model guys need to let late model technology take its course, and because that's the elite class to be in. I mean, what everybody thinks.
Yep.
So why not let technology? I mean, holding them back on certain things. I mean, I don't know if it's right or wrong. Weekly racing might be the right thing, but I mean, open motor you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
I mean, but who can afford to do that?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and that's.
I don't know.
That's the hard thing. So you were talking. So your big goal this year is the Deering Series, and we kind of had a discussion on how that's working and why. Because IMCA points this year in late models are different too, where they're kind of setting up the late model drivers to allow them to run the Deering Series as much as possible. Correct?
Yeah, they're giving you less starts pretty much.
Okay. Because that starts off because it's what is it? Remember right? Like Deering is basically most of May is a lot of Deering races, and then you kind of take a little bit of not
break,
necessarily a break, but not as often, and then they hit it up again in August.
Yeah, they're trying to get so you don't, I guess, have to race so many nights to try to win a national title, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, and that's kind of a point too, where it's like you have to race so many, so you can have so many to throw away, so that way it
kind of keeps that guy that races 1-2 nights a week still in the hunt, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good point. Nick's thanks, Nick. Yeah, Nick was just on like 5 minutes ago, so you should know what we're doing here. But so that's gonna be exciting. Now, what's the first Deering Series race? I should know this, but I'm waiting.
I think it's Davenport's half mile.
And when you know what the date is? I don't know either.
No,
I mean, you could just it'll be on the Facebook. Hopefully it rains out. Is that I've heard about? We'll talk. I mean, I don't have any connection with Davenport. Is the half mile not that fun at Davenport? I've heard it's kind of a follow the leader race.
There's only a couple half miles that are fun. I mean, I like going fast, but there's only a couple handful. I mean, I can think of 2, maybe 3 that are fun to race.
Is that now when you say fun to race? Is that because of the fact that you can get 2 and 3 wide?
Yeah, you can take your car and put it in spots and try to pass. The track's racy and it's not just one groove deal.
Yeah, not just one. So we're talking tracks. What if you could pick any track that you've raced? What is the track that you like the most? You don't have to say Nick's not listening to this. I'm sure.
I think everybody knows East Molane's hands down probably one of my favorite racetracks.
Yep, favorite. Is that just that you've been there the longest, or is
it's just first time I ever went there. It's you look at the sky when you go in, and you look at the ground when you come down, and it's like trying to drive out of a fishbowl. You got to get up on the wheel to drive it. That's why I like it.
Okay. So is that what's your schedule look like this year, like on weekly racing? Where are you going to be trying to hit?
Well, we'll see what Davenport does with the racetrack, and I'll race Maquoketa and race Dubuque and hit as many open shows as I can. And
cool. Because I know there's in 2 weeks there's the first kind of.
There's LaSalle coming up in a couple weeks, and
are you going to try and be out for that one? Cool. Well, Jeremiah, we hopefully we'll see it. We're going to see it at the racetrack. Because we're racing Maquoketa and Dubuque. We're going to be here, and you're going to be kind of on the front of what we're doing with the live stream stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm super pumped about that. I hope that takes off, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's kind of it's a cool connection that it's like we got connected with Dunright. You're sponsored by Dunright.
He's a super cool guy too. He's a big guy, but
it's not that he's just right there. We're not saying that at all. But yeah, it's going to be exciting to see kind of where you take things this year. Like I said, so fans, one of the cars you're hopefully going to be inside of during the race will be Jeremiah's, which might not be as exciting because front of the pack you don't see as much, but it'll be still good.
Good thing there ain't no microphone inside to hear me.
Yeah, that is true. You already gave me there's no mic, right? I'm like, nah, we don't. I don't like the explicit ratings, so and I know how dirt trackers are.
I like to yell at my guys a lot, so
that's good. I think that's what it's for, But yeah, so Jeremiah, thanks again for coming on. We'll probably try and catch up during the season, see how it's going. Like I said, we'll definitely see you at Maquoketa and Dubuque, and we'll see where you end up racing on Friday nights. But again, we're live at the Dubuque Car Show. If you're still hanging out, we're going until like 9 o'clock tonight or something crazy, and there's a band later and all sorts of shenanigans. So come on, stop out and see other cars. Thanks again, Jeremiah.
Thank you, guys. That wasn't so bad.
Oh, I know you're dirt track racers. I understand. Things are said. That's fine. We're live? Okay. Let me get this going. All right, we're back at the debut. Yeah, wow. I screwed that up right off the bat. I'm not going to edit it out because I don't edit crap out. We're back at the Dubuque Stock Car Show. Every time I say that, it's confusing because you say the word car too many times. It's like NASCAR.
Right.
I'm here with Todd
Soppy.
Yes, I totally screwed that up. He is last year's Sport Mod National Champion, correct?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2017.
Okay. 2017 Sport Mod National Champion. So we have two former national champions in the house tonight. That's pretty cool. So let's talk a little bit about Sport Mod racing. What got you into racing? How you got started? Look at that.
We just started racing. My dad raced for 20-some years, and then started when I was like 15 years old, and just kind of worked our way into where we're at now. We used to race a stock car when stuff was open around here. Then when the IMCA stuff come around, the Sport Mod deal kind of fit the best for us, and we like to travel and everything, and Sport Mod is kind of a class that they run everywhere, and they have decent paying shows, so it all kind of works out for us.
Cool. So last year, what were the tracks you were at?
Well, last year we started at Farley, the few nights they ran, and then we run Maquoketa and Dubuque. This year we're going to change it up. We're going to run Davenport most of the time on Fridays, I think, and then we'll do Maquoketa and Dubuque again. But we'll start next week in Memphis, Missouri, and go from there.
Nice. So you guys, you're basically a lot of the cars here are in the automotive industry you would call SEMA ready, where they look pretty but they're not already. Is your car's all like 100% right now?
Yeah, our car just needs to go back on the scales real quick and make sure everything's right one last time and check everything over, and it's ready to go. If they wanted to race today, we'd probably race.
I saw the track earlier. I don't think it's ready, but I mean, who knows? You could go out there and be a mud bug, maybe put some boggers on it. Might be the best. Now, so you're in stock car, been doing, or Sport Mod. A lot of people use Sport Mod as a developing class. Is that kind of, do you feel at home in Sport Mod, or are you looking at a couple years stepping up, or?
I think this is our 6th full season that'll be in Sport Mod. The A-Mod deal would be cool to do, but with as much as we travel, we run 80 to 90 nights a year, and fuel prices and everything, most people, if we cut back to race 30 nights a year, we could definitely do an A-Mod, but as much as I like to travel and go all over and race and have multiple cars, we have 2 or 3 cars all the time going, so the Sport Mod deal fits what we do real well, and I don't know, I'd like to do the A-Mod deal, but we'll see what it takes in the future, and maybe someday.
Yeah. Now, if your listeners at home that maybe been around racing, there's talk, and I've kind of explained it before, but never really with a Sport Mod driver. What is, when they say Sport Mod and A-Mod, what's kind of your big difference that you're looking? Because as a fan, they look like the same. I mean, from the sidelines, they look the same. What's kind of the difference, and what kind of makes them a little bit different?
Yeah, once you get them going, I don't think the expense is really any different. The motors are a couple $1,000 difference, just some off-season expenses. Motors are a little more expensive. The trannies anymore. If you buy the good stuff with the Sport Mod, everything's about the same, but they run a different tranny, and then the quick change deal versus the 4 9-inch is a little bit different, but I feel every race car should probably have a quick change in it. I don't think the price difference there, 4 9-inch is probably $1,200. A quick change is $2,022, but a quick change gear, is maybe $80 or $100 versus our gear is $500. You know what I mean? So in the long run, I would think the quick change would be cheaper, and it's a lot easier.
Oh, it's way, yeah. I mean,
but I think once you get it up and rolling, everything's pretty much the same. You know what I mean? Besides, maybe the shocks $100 more here and there, but the frames and the whole front suspension, everything's all the same, Sport Mod to A-Mod. So once you get it all up and rolling, I don't think there's too much of a difference.
Yeah, and I think it's in a lot of Sport Mod is a great. There's I before we off the air, I kind of made the joke of like I always make jokes about Sport Mods usually because it's usually one of the biggest classes of the night. I mean, other than 4-cylinder, which is what it is, it's usually like the biggest class. So to be the champion of that a couple years ago and competing for that, that's a lot more than some of these other classes where it's a good night's like 12 cars. A good night for you guys is like 25, 30 cars usually, right?
Yeah, that's another thing. When you're running for that national points, you get bonus points off your track championships, and that's what in 2016 we lost that national championship by I think like 4 points due to bonus points. So if you win a track championship and whatever your average car count is over the year, that's what you get for bonus points.
Okay.
So and you get 2 track championships and the max is 40 points. So the first year we only got 35 bonus points, so we lost by 4 or whatnot. But that car count takes a lot, and anymore if you look at a schedule or anything, the sport mods are racing for just as much money as the A mods, and the big thing with the A mods, for like me, I don't do this for a living. A lot of them A mod guys are able to travel, and some of the guys got 35 nights in or 20 nights in or whatever down in Arizona and stuff already.
Yeah,
I ain't got none, so it takes a lot to do the A mod deal, and I think that's kind of what holds us back a little bit is. I start racing early for a sport mod guy, and I get my 85 to 90 nights in a year, which helps us out. But, for the A-Mod deal, I'd probably have to get my way down to Arizona, get some nights in to be competitive right off the bat.
Yeah, because, that's kind of what the top, like you see those like that deal down in Arizona, it's always the top guys from all the local tracks is who I was seeing down there. And that's what's hard about that class, because you have the guys that aren't doing that. I work with a modified racer that doesn't, we don't go to Arizona in the winter. And there's that immediate, first month or two of racing, of kind of being behind the schedule, where with Sport Mod, you're starting next week. You're going to be the guy that's got 3 or 4 weeks under your belt before the season really gets going.
Yeah, our normal deal is by the time we start weekly racing. We were supposed to start 2 weeks ago in Beatrice, Nebraska, and with the weather, we didn't get to do that. But normally by the time most people start racing, we got 25 nights in or so already. Yeah. I think. Last year I think we had like 7 or 8 wins by the time we got to our first weekly show. So our stuff's dialed in and ready to go. And the normal, just average guy that races just weekly, he's got a lot of stuff to get figured out in his car and all that. When we already kind of got it all figured out. And for a sport mod guy, we do a lot. We run some tracks, do some testing and all that stuff. But we enjoy what we do. And this year we bought a little bit bigger hauler so we can go out and travel, maybe do some more stuff, that was holding us back a little bit. But I think we'll have a good season.
Yeah, and I think you're talking about Maquoketa. I'll kick this back to trackside promotion. They're doing a big 2-night Sport Mod Fest this Friday, Saturday, with I think it's $750 to pay out both nights. Obviously, I'm guessing you're going to be there for that.
Yeah, I'll be at every night at Maquoketa. Nick does a great job. Last year, at the end of the year especially, they had that thing figured out pretty good. And we been fortunate enough to win a lot of races the last few years at Maquoketa. We'll be there every show he has there and here. We'll for sure be there.
Yeah, I'm excited for what's happened here. We didn't really do much with Dubuque last year, and so I got to see the track for the first time today, and we're excited for that. But again, Todd, thanks for coming on, and good luck this year. We'll be talking hopefully after some wins this year at Maquoketa or Dubuque, and we'll keep in touch. All right?
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Sonny thinks his job's done. It's ready to eat cheese. And my dog's back there freaking out. All right. Well, that's right there's the important message right there. Get dish from Done Right. There you go. All right, Sonny, kill it.